frosty lately. We have had frost on the trees, not today, but still have some leftover snow. Our days have not gotten out of the teens or 20s. Today is supposed to be 23. So I'm just out here waiting for the cats to finish their meal. I've been having to stay out because of the vagabonds in the neighborhood who they sit at the fence. I've got a big, huge gray cat that sits at the fence and waits for me to leave so he can come and eat my cat's food. And then I have a big tiger cat, also huge, that waits around the corner for me to leave. So what I have to do is sit and wait for these guys to finish so I can take the food in and not have something for them. You know, I mean, I don't want to feed the entire neighborhood of cats. These are adopted cats that I had no intention of having, but here we are. And Oreo has done beautifully, the black and white mama, but little Shadow, every time I move, she skitters and scampers away. She's getting a little bit better. She smelled my finger today, so we're getting there, but I don't think she's ever going to let me totally pet her like I have done Oreo. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Shadow. But we shall see, you know, things. I'm new to the animal world. Don't know anything about creatures, but I read, and I just know that I just want to keep these two. I don't want to have a whole bunch more. So we'll see if this all works. So we'll get on with our day and see what I have planned. I am in my closet getting ready for the day, and I had just run to the dollar store to get some Valentine gifts for my family. You know, cards and little goodies to put in a sack. So anyway, this is what I'm wearing today. This came from Epcot in Disney World several years ago. And it was in the French Pavilion. And you know, they don't even really have clothes in the French Pavilion anymore. Maybe t-shirts, I can't remember. But anyway, it was the fleur-de-lis pattern. It has a little message in French up here on the shoulder. I don't know if you can, it's not really good angle to see that. And then the t-shirt didn't go with it, but it was separate. It's that old look, you know, with the Eiffel Tower. So you can tell how old this is, and it's a little bit snug, not too bad, but more snug than I like to wear. I like oversized stuff, but I thought, you know, I haven't had this on in a couple of years, and I'm not going to get rid of it because it came from Epcot. So I decided to put it on today since it was so cold, because it is extremely warm, you know, being a three-piece outfit. And then what I really love is the pants. The pants fit the best, and they have a fleur-de-lis pattern on them. No pockets, but very, very comfortable and extremely long for my tall figure, which is very unusual. But yeah, I just really liked this outfit when I got it, and the reason I don't grab for it or don't reach for it is because it does kind of show my area here where I'm not really happy with. But anyway, it's comfortable, it's warm, and it's great for today, because today it is only going to be like 22 degrees or 18 degrees, I can't remember, but really, really cold. So I am ready to start a little adventure that I will show you. I can't show everything that I picked up at the dollar store because my daughter watches my videos and she would see her treats. But while I was there, I picked these up. I thought these looked so good. Almond Roca by Brown and Haley. You know, sometimes the dollar store has really good stuff. And they are a butter crunch toffee with almonds. And I thought that would be a nice dessert to have after our dinner. And then I love conversation hearts. So I got me a bag of conversation hearts, and I stash them, and I get them out every once in a while and eat them. And then my husband had gotten some chocolates the other day at the grocery store, and I just let him eat those. He got those, so they're okay. They're a Hershey's strawberry, and I wasn't real fond of them, so I prefer a dark chocolate, so I'll just let him have those. Okay. And by the way, my daughter and I got our nails done on Saturday and our hair done, and I got a haircut. And I think it looks a little bit better. I'm not quite so shaggy dog. But anyway, a little shorter than I'm used to, but probably looks better for me. And the color done and everything, but it feels better. So yeah. And my nails, I'm gonna give my nails a rest. I just got some regular polish and instead of the dip and the powder and the gel. And I'm just gonna do my own nails for a while. It's just getting so expensive. And when I found out how much Medicare was gonna cost me on top of my supplemental health insurance, I'm gonna have to find ways to cut back. And one of those ways is probably gonna have to be my nails. So I'm gonna be doing my own nails for a little while. But toes, yes, I will have my toes done because it's not quite as expensive. So anyway, my adventure. We had gone to a cute craft show. In fact, you can go see our little adventure craft show. It was in Canadian, and I'll try to link that little video at the end of this one. And there was one of our favorite boutique ladies. She's called Riley Girls, the Riley Girls. It's a mother and her daughters. They are beautiful women, and they know how to go to market and buy really cute clothes. So they had this sweatshirt, and she said, and I looked at the price and I nearly passed out, but she said this is more of the designer look. They don't carry a lot of it, but they had a few pieces and they were gorgeous. But there was a sweatshirt. It was gray, very plain. But what they had done is they'd taken tulle fabric and cut out parts of the sweatshirt, put the tulle fabric in the back, and then put on a little tank underneath because the tulle, of course, was see-through. And kind of an oversized look with a pair of jeans. And the lady that owns the shop is just gorgeous. And so we decided that my sister-in-law was with me, and we decided that, you know what, we can make this and not spend $120. So here's what I'm gonna do, and we'll see how it works. Here is the beautiful toile fabric. It has embroidered little white and silver flowers and little pearl attachments. I just think it's really pretty, and that's kind of what was on the shirt that I saw at the boutique. And then when I was looking for this, my sister thought the black was really pretty. I don't know about it. Of course, you know, it would go better with a black sweatshirt, but I'm going to see how successful this one is first, and then we'll try it. So what I did is I just went to Walmart and picked up a sweatshirt. And of course, for me, they didn't have an extra large, so I got a 1X because I think I want this to be pretty oversized and in gray. So what they did on the sweatshirt that we saw is they cut off the collar, and they went over fairly far because they wanted the under layer of the tank to show. But I'm going to get my tank and see kind of where I would want it to be, because I don't want it to be super, you know, because of my neck and age, off the shoulder. So I may just be doing pretty close to the actual collar itself. And then they cut off the band at the bottom to just leave it loose, and it's gonna be pretty oversized. And then in the back, they created a yoke, which I will probably do from these sleeves are, you know, raglan type sleeves, And so probably what I will do is create that yoke from seam to seam, possibly almost to the underarm area, maybe a couple inches above. Oh, I don't know, you know, I might do it in the middle. I'm just gonna have to experiment and see what would be best. And just cut a yoke area out. And then after you cut that out, the bottom off, you leave the top of the yoke, and then this bottom part of the sweatshirt will be completely gone. And then you take your fabric and you put it attached to the yoke and to the sides of the sweatshirt, like so. And I've been thinking that I might want to take this middle area and gather it, do a gathering stitch and make it gathered. So we will see how this comes out. So here's what I have done so far. I did cut the neck out, and I think I only came like an inch. No, I think it was a ½ inch. I came a ½ inch away from the seam, so I kept this so I would know how much I did in case I ever wanted to do this again. So that's the collar that I cut off, and I'm sure that it will stretch some. I'm not going to do any reinforcing because the shirt that we saw did not have any reinforcing either. I did not cut off the sleeves yet because I can't remember. I'll have to ask my sister-in-law if they cut off the sleeves or not, but I don't know. I may want to keep those anyway. And then I cut off the bottom band, and I also kept that for what reasons I don't know. It's over here. And then in the back, and I just pinned these seams together just to keep them from moving. And then on the back, I worked on the edges of the panel. So I cut a yoke right here at the top, the back of the sweatshirt, and then I worked on this. This is actually the next day. So yesterday I worked on this, and I hand sewed this because I just didn't want to get out my sewing machine. My sewing machine is about 40 years old, and I'm not sure if it could handle this anyway. Plus, when you sew tulle, it kind of bunches up on you, and I really didn't want to have to deal with that. So when I sewed this down, I sewed the panel to it, and then I finished the edge like so. I turned this over and blanket stitched the edge so that there would not be an open edge of the tulle, and there's also not an open edge of the sweatshirt itself. So when I was cutting the panel, I thought it would be really cute to, rather than go straight across, I wanted to make a slight dip. So I dipped it down, as you can see, like so. So it's going to hang down a little bit further in the back, and I am probably going to hem this bottom edge. I'm going to see how it looks, but I left about an inch on each side so that I could decide if I wanted to hem it or not. I can trim it if need be. The only thing I'm worried about is the flowers right here are going to fray. So if I turn that up, if I do a double turn and stitch it, I think that that will hold that in place for washing purposes. And then of course on the sides, it's gonna hold just fine because those two sides are very well stitched. So what I have to do today is stitch the upper section to the yoke that I left. So that's what I'm going to be working on right now. And that won't take too awfully long. And then I'll decide about what I want to do with the hem. And we are going to be pretty well finished with this little project of what I had seen at a boutique. So let me get this done, and then we will look at it further later. I finished my project, Don't quite know what I think of it. I think it's okay. And the idea was to put this tank underneath, you know, because the top was going to be more of a boat neck top once you cut off the collar. And I did go ahead and cut off the banded sleeve because it was kind of, the sweatshirt itself was not that expensive. I got it at Walmart. It was on sale. You know, I wanted to try this before I really spent a great deal of money. So anyway, I did cut those off, and I rolled up the sleeve. You could roll it up to bracelet length, I think, if you wanted to. But anyway, here it is from the front. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see the back or not. The back is the most important part. But let's see if it will show very well. All right, I'm doing this in my mirror so you can see the back. I don't know if it shows all that well, but I think it came out just fine. I do like that I did the curved edged hem, and I did hem it slightly so that it would look right. I took a running stitch, about a 6-inch length of a running stitch, to gather it slightly, because I don't know, it didn't look right being straight across. So I did do that, and that's how it appears in the back with the tank underneath. So you just kind of got this kind of cool looking, you know, netted fabric with the beautiful florals and the gray trim of the leaves. And then you have the sweatshirt top. And of course it'll be, you know, fairly cool because it does have the toile fabric. So I would say maybe early fall and mid-spring. It might be a little cool for early spring, so I would say mid to late spring. And if you ever have cool days in the summer, I think you could even get away with a cool summer day wearing this with, you know, a pair of jeans, some maybe silver sandals, and I don't know, I think it's okay. I think it's kind of cute. So now that I'm finished with this project and I feel like it came out all right, I mean, I want it loose fitting and everything, I may try the black, but I will have to get a sweatshirt for that, to do that other material, that fabric that I was talking about. So this is the other fabric that I was talking about. It's the black fabric that has the blue and the, I would say, garnet colored flowers with gold trim. And I think that would be so pretty, either with a black sweatshirt, or I'm not sure if you can get away with a navy or not. It would have to match pretty good. And then I think this would look really pretty with you know, a pair of denim jeans or something, with the same idea of cutting out the back. This is so hard to film because by yourself, because you can't really see. Now, as far as the under part, I mean, this is just a sleeveless tank, and the back side is a straight across cut, and I haven't tried it on with the straight across cut yet, but that may look good too. I'll just have to look, and because this is a tank that you can reverse, back is front, front is back, so you know, I think either way would be just fine. But I don't know, I think it was fun, and I did finally use my sewing machine. I should have filmed that part because I was having a deal with my sewing machine. I have a Singer, very plain, you know, nothing fancy, and it's 40 years old, and I haven't had it out in, oh my word, I don't even know the last time I had it out, my sewing machine. I know I got it out one time while we've lived here the past 20 years, but you know, when my daughter was little, I used to sew all the time. I would sew for her, make her little jumpsuits and make me skirts, and I made all of my maternity clothes You know, the Laura Ashley look was really in back then. So I had several Laura Ashley dresses made by myself and my sewing machine, cutting out fabric in my living room floor where we used to live. Anyway, I really miss sewing. That was kind of fun. And so, like I said, I had to do some hand sewing until I got my sewing machine figured out. But anyway, so it is. And now on to a new project. I'm really thinking about going back to jewelry. I've seen some really neat ideas at Sundance. So we'll see where we go from here.